moving into the next one. Let's talk turkey. Holiday Hotline. If you would have told me that this was going to be a very charming comedy, I would have laughed in your face. Because this is mostly a rom-com that focuses on the comedy. They add in a nice bit of drama here, but the comedy really works. This is all about, upon leaving London and working at a cooking hotline, Abby connects with a anonymous caller, a single dad who Abby unknowingly is already smitten with in real life. This one stars Emily Tennant and Niall Mater. Niall Mater is one of these actors who you absolutely love to death. You love this guy, and so do I. Emily Tennant. He's my favorite. Yeah. Emily Tennant. She is so freaking likable in here as both Abby and Peggy. Because she is from London, but when she comes to the S and works at the hotline there, she comes up with a American accent and she takes over the name Peggy. That is very smart. One, because you don't want to get connected to anybody. Two, someone might question, why is someone from London over here telling me about how to cook a turkey for Thanksgiving? I don't know how Thanksgiving works over there in London. I don't even know if they have Thanksgiving. I am an American. But if you would have told me that this was going to charm me as much as it did, I would have laughed at you. This is a fantastic film. This is a fantastic film. Now, I do have a small issue with them not telling the complete truth the entire way through the film, but that's just a minor flaw. Because, yes, they both lied to each other. However, she lied to him a bit more by not telling him that she was actually Peggy. One, I get why she did it. Because you didn't want to lose him, but also he's in love with you anyway, so what's the point? He's in love with you anyways, so he's in love with two different people, but it's the same person with just two different names and a different accent. That's it. Now, as a normal film critic, right? If I am going to be watching this like this film here, or this film, it would be awful. If I was going to do it as either one of these two, this is an awful film. You look at a Hallmark film, completely different. Because it's a lower budget film. It's not made for like hundreds of millions of dollars. These are made for maybe $1 million, a couple million, 2 million, 3, 4, 5 million. But looking at these, you look at the chemistry, the acting, the comedy. If the chemistry is not there, then it doesn't work. If you would have somehow had no chemistry with either one of her two aliases, the film wouldn't have worked. But they did something fantastic where she had chemistry with both of them, as did she with him. Because Niall, his name he goes by is Jack and John. I didn't really care for the line where he says, well, my name is John. I'm like, no, it's not. You've never told her that before. You never told her that your name was John and that you go by John, you go by Jack. That's what you go by. But leaving that out there, the chemistry, that's a good word. The chemistry and the comedy worked. But I really enjoyed this film overall. I know you loved this film a lot more than I did, but I'm going with a 4.5 out of 5 for this one. I loved this movie. Just those small little issues did not work for me personally, but I enjoyed this immensely and cannot wait to watch this, maybe even on a rewatch closer to Christmas, because I think that my family would automatically love this movie.
This was a great one. This is one that we didn't really know a lot about because they didn't really push it that much. I mean, we didn't get a poster till late. We didn't know if he was even going to have one until late. So this is one that definitely flew under the radar that I knew nothing about going into it. And this just had me smiling from ear to ear the entire way through the movie. I thought the chemistry was off the charts with it. I love the way they shot the scenes when she was on the phone with people. How it wasn't a
Very good
split screen. You know, they were just side by side, but they had to act like they couldn't. You know, they weren't in the same room.
Yeah.
You know, I think that takes a lot of skills to be able to make that work and not run into each other and stuff. And I thought they did great building chemistry, not only when they're in scenes together, talking together, but also over the phone. They did great building the chemistry both ways. I loved the boss that was in this one that was getting invested into the relationship as well. And
we can sing
I thought
the
it
song.
was, yeah. But you know, the thing with this one is she got so deep into it. I know that, you know, he said there was that point where she was getting jealous of her own self because he was he hung up on her to basically talk to her in person or whatever it was. And he's like, the boss is like, are you getting jealous of yourself? And she was like, oh, you know, she could tell she was just in so deep with it. And to me, you could have, you know, I said this to you too, you could have easily took this movie and put it on Thanksgiving. And because this movie basically starts out as a Thanksgiving movie and transitions flawlessly, in my opinion, to a Christmas movie. And that's kind of exactly what happens to everybody in real life. As soon as Thanksgiving dinner's over, people go home and start decorating for Christmas, sometimes the same day. And yeah.
Unless you're Ashley, and Ashley would love to have any tree up all year round. Whether it is a Halloween tree, a St. Patrick's Day tree, the tree is always going to be up.
Yeah. But you know, and even the little fantasy daydreaming scene they did, you know, it was cheesy, it was a little over the top, but it worked. It didn't come off in a way where it made it a negative for me amongst the movie. I really didn't have a flaw with it. I thought that, you know, the whole line where he's saying his name was John or whatever it was, you know, people go by middle names, people go by nicknames and don't tell other people. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. To me, it didn't bother me any, but I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5. I thought it was a perfect film. It's my favorite film of the Christmas Hallmark season so far, and maybe even the Hallmark season, Hallmark in general for this year. I just have to kind of see how it goes up against the other ones, but I can definitely see myself watching this every year around Thanksgiving time, and throwing this on as a easy transitional watch from Thanksgiving into Christmas.
So there's our Hallmark weekend, and his favorite film of the weekend is Holiday Hotline. Not a bad pick, but just a little bit over it. I have to go with A Merry Scottish Christmas, just a little bit over it. But they're both the same score for me. I love them, and I can see myself. I think all 4 of these films are going to get a DVD release. All 4 of these films will come out next season, and if Time for Her comes out on a standalone DVD, that'll be the one I'll probably just skip.
Yeah,
because
same.
I liked the rest of the 3 good films for me.